Hello friends, it has been quite some time. Welcome to BDE Demos. The last 13 or 14 months have been quite a ride for many of us, and I think we're just going to leave it at that. But I'm glad to be back, and I've got a special demo for you today. Now I want to provide some context for this one because it's a little odd of a shootout. Today we've got the Vertex Dynamic Distortion Shootout versus the 1981 DRV. Let me provide some clarification for you. These two pedals are not the same. I'm going to say that again. These two pedals are not the same. The Dynamic Distortion was created kind of as, from what their website says, from what Vertex describes it as, a mixture of a Ibanez Tube Screamer, the TS9, one of the most famous guitar pedals of all time. So many players have used these on so many recordings. And the Fuzz Face, originally by Dallas Arbiter, now by Dunlop. The idea behind the Dynamic Distortion is to blend those two pedals together, the TS9 on one side, the Fuzz Face on the other side, to where as you work through the spectrum of distortion, you get more into that fuzz territory. And move away from the TS9, back and forth, so on and so forth. The 1981 DRV, on the other hand, is not either of those pedals. It is based on a 1981 Whiteface Proco Rat, and has had some circuit modifications to give it a little bit more headroom and a little bit more clarity. Now, these two pedals, again, are not the same pedal. They're not going to sound that much alike, but at the same time, they do have a lot of similarities. The reason I chose these two to shoot out against one another is because of the price difference for one. The 1981 DRV, if you're lucky enough to snag one new when he drops a batch, it's $250 plus shipping. And if you're not lucky enough to snag one new, then you're paying premium pricing for a used pedal because they, price gouge because they're not available. So you're looking at $275, $300, $350 depending on which finish you get. Some of them are limited edition. The Dynamic Distortion, on the other hand, I got this one here, which is a limited edition finish for $110 shipped to me used. They are $200 new, I believe, but apparently they don't hold their value that well because I got it used for really inexpensive. And the idea behind it was almost kind of to see if it would knock the DRV off of my board. We'll find out. So I played with these pedals for just a few minutes at least before setting up to record this video. I can say they're different. You're going to hear the differences. But at the same time, some of the similarities are pretty spectacular. So today, I'm running my Eastman T386 into the Dynamic Distortion, into the 1981 DRV, and I'm actually running that through my complete pedal board because I want to see how these two stack with various drives. One of the things I found about the 1981, having it on my board, I don't love how it stacks with other drive pedals, which is why I'm looking into different pedals now. So that's running into a couple pedals that are totally bypassed. The only ones I'm really going to use is a JHS Morning Glory and a JRockett Archer, which is a Klon type pedal, and that's running into I'm in somewhat of a loud environment right now because the air conditioning is running, so I decided to go direct with my HX Stomp running one of my own personal patches. I'll leave a link that you can download that patch if you like. It is a stereo patch that runs a Vox AC30 and a Fender Twin. Here we go. Here's my clean tone. Check out the DRV first since we're familiar with its controls and its sounds. Try to get these pedals as close to sounding the same as they can. You'll hear a difference. Alright, so right out of the gate, again, I worked with these a little bit earlier to try and get them as close as I felt like I could get them for this setting. Right out of the gate, you're going to hear the difference. The Dynamic Distortion has a lot more low end and a little bit of a mid scoop in there. The DRV, being a Rat clone, has more of a mid push, if anything. So Let's examine those differences. Go into some different settings. I'm going to play with this one a little bit more so you can hear it a little better. Switch to the bridge pickup here. Something that's worth noting quickly, you can't really see it on this text, it's kind of difficult to read. The gain is on this side, the volume is on this side, the tone is in the middle. This is not a cut control, this is a tone control, which is reversed to this, which is a cut control in the center, gain's on the left, volume's on the right. Got it? Got it. Let's get into some of that fuzz territory. Into some lighter gain modes here. This is kind of how I've liked to use the DRV. So again, here's my clean tone. Try the same thing here. hear that mid boost in the Rat that doesn't exist in the dynamic distortion here. Excuse me. Hear the mid boost in the DRV. It's a Rat circuit. It doesn't exist in the dynamic distortion. Very nice sounding pedals across the board for either. They both have a flavor that's nice. I can hear how this was built on a fuzz circuit. I can hear the fuzz face inside of this pedal. I mean, even in like this lighter gain setting, which this gets real light, guys. This goes down to like a clean boost. Fuzzes are notorious, especially fuzz faces, are notoriously known for being able to clean up based on your pick attack, based on your volume knob. So let's try some of that out real quick, just to give it a taste. So we got full-on fuzz here. So it cleans up. You still got a lot of noise there because you're cranking the gain. But let's see if the DRV does the same thing. Why not? I don't know that it will, but worth a try. Alright, in my opinion, the dynamic distortion does that a lot better than the DRV. The DRV, I kind of just felt like my signal was getting quieter and the pedal was responding to the signal getting quieter. Not quite the same kind of like cleanup as what I was feeling with this. That's a lot of gain. Yeah, the way that distortion hits is not quite as dynamic on the 1981 as it is on the dynamic distortion. Ironically, the distortion's dynamic on that. Okay, let's stack some pedals. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go back to some settings I'm familiar with on the DRV. We'll try and imitate that. We'll work with that. It's close. This still has a lot more low end, but it's close. Okay, clean tone. Just so you guys have a taste of where I'm at with these pedals. This is the Morning Glory. Clean tone. Kind of like a clean boost with a little bit of hair. and then the Archer Klon. So there's an apparent mid boost that exists within the Klon that you can hear very well through the Archer. Let's do it. Here we go. Stacking the Morning Glory currently. I'm going to go ahead and switch it to the high gain mode, so it's a little more apparent. So clean tone, high gain, Morning Glory. Got it? Got it. Okay, let's see what that does. Switching it on. Switching her on. Now I'm going to leave the Morning Glory on and switch these two. Just on that one, we're going to do the other one in a second. This reveals a lot more of hitting on another pedal. I felt like all of the tone just got absorbed into this pedal. There's a slight volume boost. But I mean, when we're talking about, this is what my clean signal's doing. That's an obvious difference. And I could feel almost that same obvious difference when I went from... I don't feel as much there. Maybe... Maybe I did feel the obvious difference that time. I don't know, when I was playing it, it didn't feel as huge. Maybe that's the way to describe it. Stacking these two pedals sounded massive. That sounds huge to me. Just doesn't sound quite as big. And maybe it's just a matter of... Hold on. My computer locked me out. Just didn't sound as huge. Alright, so now we're going to double stack here. Oh man, I don't think my volume pedal was up all the way. For most of that review. That's alright, I'm going to put it back in the same spot it was so we can maintain consistency. Alright. Let's try with the Archer now. So, clean tone, Archer. Back to clean tone, Dynamic Distortion. Archer. Archer off, now the DRV on. Archer on. I'd say the same verdict. I felt like the dynamic distortion just sounds bigger. We're learning things, friends. Okay, we're doing all three now. We're going to stack them all. So I'm just going to go ahead and start. So I play at church a lot. Usually my biggest tone for church is the Morning Glory on the clean, not the high gain setting, the normal gain setting, which sounds like this. And then I'll stack that with the Archer. So together, that's usually like my big, I'm going to crank a lead line with a delay and a reverb on, kind of like. Right? Makes sense? That's my big sound. So I'm going to start with that. We're just going to see which one sounds bigger. We're not even really going to do any back and forth like we were just doing. Let's do the DRV first. So. Now let's try this one. Okay, I think a lot of it is just in the EQ of these pedals. Because this has a mid scoop, or at least I'm hearing a mid scoop, I could be totally wrong. I'm pretty sure it's a mid scoop. And there's like this big low end that exists. It just sounds gigantic. And this is more of a like mid boosted thing. I think also this treble knob, so this thing has a huge spectrum. I'm going to show you that real quick. Sorry, this tone knob, I said treble. I think because this tone knob has such a wide spectrum of, like, you can very clearly hear the frequency adjustment. Whereas this is a cut, let's just show the difference there. The range of this, in regards to its frequency adjustment, is way smaller than the range of this. Now this gets into disgustingly uncomfortable territory. I would not ever recommend anybody playing this. Very much so has like a nails on a chalkboard type sound, at least to my ears. I would not personally use that. But because it has such a wide range of adjustment, I think that they just allowed so much more of the low end to exist within this pedal that makes it feel just massive. We're gonna do one more test. And I'm gonna click on this pedal, I'm gonna play a riff, I'm gonna stack the Morning Glory, and I'm gonna stack the Archer, you know, within a measure of each other on top of one another, so you can really hear the difference all the way up. And I'll tell you what, I'm just gonna keep playing instead of stopping to talk to tell you when I turn on the pedal. So I'm just gonna wink at you when I hit that pedal. We'll see if that works. All right, here we go. I missed. Now this one. I have a preference, and it is the much cheaper pedal. Ah! Can't believe I'm saying that, but I am. That's the biggest sound I've ever had with this setup. It just feels huge. It feels Black Sabbath. That's... It's the only song I get to play in that second. Yeah, it reminds me of War Pigs, Black Sabbath. Not playing around. I don't really know how to play it, but that's what I think. Those single note. That's Working Man by Rush, which is the most Black Sabbath of the Rush songs, by a long shot. I like it. Comment your verdict. Tell me what you think. Like and subscribe. They're not the same pedal. Don't think they're the same pedal. But they have similarities, and I think it was a worthy shootout. And for me, it's a personal shootout, too, because I'm really trying to decide which one do I want on my board. Yeah. So, let me know if you want to pay an upward level price for a price gouged DRV that you can't get new right now. Mine's in great shape. I'll take the barefoot button off. Not everybody likes that. That's just there to give it a little lift over my volume pedal, but let me play us out. For fun!